Yes, welcome along to What's the Word in association with Ladbrokes with David Jennings, James Mordaunt, Brendan Duke and Brian Sheeran. It's Cheltenham time. It is the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup as the feature race at Cheltenham on Saturday. We've also got the International Hurdle and we've got a cracking Novice Hurdle as well. And the superb action at Navan on Sunday. But before we get to all the action, we're going to have our regular slot of quick-fire questions. And Brian Sheeran, the first question is to you. Which horse has produced the best display of the jump season so far? Very simple. The best performance of the season so far is?
Lost in Translation. Beating Bristol de Mai in his backyard in the Betford Chase. I'm probably a little bit biased because I absolutely love the horse.
And probably backed him.
I'm probably, yeah, kind of did, yeah.
Yeah.
Honorary
Pocket
mention.
is ruling the head here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this guy, I think he's definitely the real deal when it comes to the Gold Cup picture. And to do that really was, a real test of him because we didn't know whether he would. He's all stylish. We didn't know whether he'd be able to roll up his sleeves and knuckle down and beat Bristol de Mai. He was dominated race for so long. So, I mean, yeah, he went up a lot in my estimation after that.
There will be What's the Word viewers screaming at their screens right now saying, Surname beat Altior. He ended the record.
I mean, we have been spoiled for choice in the last few weeks. Honorary mention to Surname. You can't forget Factor de Derrys. I know we lost Amcor 2 out. Defi Desoy in the Tingle Creek, and as well as that, Envoy.
But you're sticking with Lost in Translation.
He is definitely my favourite horse in training at the moment.
There we go. That's Brian Sheeran's best display of the jump season so far. And Mr. Brendan Duke, right? We've got a kind of a strange sort of question for you, but they're questions that I love because your answers are always unique. Okay?
Well, yeah.
So your question this week is: Big Bucks at his best, Barracuda at his best, English Dreamer at his best, Thistlecrack at his best, and your beloved Paisley Park at his best. All turn up in the same Stayers Hurdle. Who wins? No heart ruling head. Just tell me who wins.
Okay, so really what I need along with this question is a blanket to throw over them because it's going to be that close. So I just thought that perhaps in this race, with the other four, they have similar styles, inclined to hit flat spots. Maybe they could soften each other up and leave the way clear for Thistlecrack, who backward in his pomp that particular season was a monster traveller. You couldn't get him off the bridle, and maybe he might do them for pace late. But I mean, there's going to be fag papers between them, so I'll go with Thistlecrack.
Do you know if I was pricing up your answer there, Thistlecrack would have been the outsider of 5. I would have had Big Bucks a strong favourite.
Really? Oh, well, I mean, I can totally see you go for Big Bucks.
I just Big Bucks was to me the real deal.
Yeah, no, well, I think they're all the real deal. That's why it was such a hard question.
And Paisley Park, you've just given up, have you?
I haven't given up. He hasn't had a chance. What is he? 6 rising 7. The future's bright.
So we'll come back in 4 years' time and we'll ask the same question. Hopefully the answer might be Paisley Park if we're all still here, Brendan.
Yes,
I think I have more of a chance of being here than you now. Just the lifestyle.
I think the double's still a pretty short price, though, right?
Hope we're not going to regret this. Right, James, moving swiftly on. Your question is: the Ladbrokes King George is going to be an absolute corker. Who has been the best backed horse with the sponsors going into the race?
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute cracking race if they all turn up. But since the Betfair Chase, Lost in Translation's been absolutely smashed. 9-4, second favourite at the minute, and I'm sure it's going to get shorter after Brian Sheeran's thoughts on him a little bit earlier on there. So yeah, Lost in Translation looks to be the one they all have to beat. Surname, I know, was very good, but still question marks over the trip for him. But I think Lost in Translation is as good a bet as any in the race.
Have you backed Lost in Translation for the King George yet, Brian?
I haven't, unfortunately.
No?
We had a couple more important things to get out of the way first.
Okay, like a new kitchen.
Exactly like a new kitchen. Not a ring as you've me priced up to get.
Yeah. Engagement is looming for Brian Sheeran. Okay, so swiftly moving on to Saturday's action, and the feature race is at 1:55 at Cheltenham. It's live on ITV, and it is the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup. What a name, Brendan.
Oh yeah, well, what a brand that
Love
is.
a bit of caviar.
Yeah, I'd say there's fair markup on that stuff.
Now, there's been a late withdrawal, unfortunately. Riders on the Storm is unfortunately out of the race due to a clerical error, and it has upset the market, James Mordaunt.
Yeah, well, it's worth noting that Ladbrokes and Coral obviously have refunded on Riders on the Storm, a freak incident in that. But it's left Cepage as your favourite now for Venetia Williams, who's having a really good time of things at the minute. 6-1 joint favourite at the moment with Secret Investor. Brel and Das at 8-1, Goodman Pat at 8. Not That Fuis at 8 as well. Warthog at 10-1, and it's 12-1 then or bigger about the rest. And well, Riders on the Storm was absolutely smashed during the week, but there's been a bit of money around for Warthog since then. He had an impressive run last time out.
So Brendan Duke, has Riders on the Storm opened the doors for something else to come in maybe and and take this big prize? Cepage was second too. That just went way over your head.
No.
The door's not saying riders on the.
They did. Yes, very good.
You're just staring at me.
You can't get the staff.
The absence, obviously, short price favourite in the lead up to the race. It's 6-1 joint favourites now. Obviously, Secret Investor and Cepage. Cepage got closer than anybody to riders on the Storm at Aintree. Can he go one better this time?
He can do. I mean, he got a fair hike for finishing second, as did Breland Da for finishing second in the Bet Victor race in November. I was struggling to find a well-handicapped horse in this race. I thought Breland Da's run was the best bit of form on offer. Well, that's not true. I think Cepage finishing second to Froden is, but I'm like you, have a little concern about him second time up. So I thought if Breland Da could repeat that form, he's not an exposed horse. Again, it doesn't strike me as particularly well handicapped, but nothing in the race does. So
I found one.
Oh, good job.
I'll tell you at the end, yeah.
Good job.
I have found one now.
Well, they should listen to you because I'll be having a token bet here. That's all.
Okay, we'll come to that token bet later on. Brian, obviously, it's a race that when you see 6-1 the field, nothing is going to absolutely scream off the page to a lot of punters. But have you found anything at bigger prices potentially?
Unfortunately not, no. I just think Secret Investor is the most solid option for me. You're probably going to get plenty of places in it. He ran well enough in that second season novice at
Ran okay.
Yeah, but it was at a time where Nicholas's horses were kind of taking the run.
Took on Menley Can as well, and the two of them went at it and set it up for Real Steel.
He just tired, and Real Steel ran on to run well in the John Durkin recently. He was fourth in that. I mean, it's a very boring one, but I think Saturday on the whole is very tough, and this is kind of just a prime example of it. I just couldn't see anything kind of beyond that.
But he's 6-1. It's not.
Yeah, I
know.
I know.
A 6-4 favourite.
It's
so hard on yourself.
It's boring, but sure. Hopefully, I'll liven up on the Sunday.
If that's as boring as you get, we're pretty happy. James, what do you like here?
Actually, you're going to think I'm mad now, but
I thought that already.
Well, a little bit worse. I like Lawler in the race. I just don't think he can be as bad as what we've seen. He was so impressive last year. Likes it around Cheltenham, obviously, and I just don't think he can be as bad as the last run would say. Maybe. Obviously, hasn't trained on all that well, but I'm hoping he can spring back a bit and.
Well, he's got that one piece of form that we're all going back to.
Well, this is
and in 5 years' time, we'll still be saying, do you remember the day
Yeah.
won that race in Cheltenham
but it was
in November?
Just on Brian's one there, Secret Investor, would you not be worried about the ground? I don't think he's ran on anything worse than
I asked the questions here. You're a pundit.
Oh, sorry. I just said
Sorry, go
ask
on.
you a question.
I wouldn't be anyway.
Brian?
I wouldn't be worried about the ground, no.
There you go. There's your answer.
There we go.
You're going to have to come up with better questions, James.
I'll stick with Brian then. I'll go with Secret Investor tomorrow.
I think I found the best handicapped horse in the race.
Good job.
And it is Good Man Pat, who, now when you look at form figures of 3P54, you say to yourself, a big race like this, surely he doesn't have the right profile. But I didn't think he stayed 3 miles at Ascot last time. Traded really, really short and running and just didn't quite get home. Big Outsider won the race. A lot of us watched it here in the office that day. If he gets his jumping together, and he did jump a lot better at Ascot, I'm convinced of 136 that he could have that 9 or 10 pounds in hand. He's definitely a mid-140s horse. And I think this race is made for him. If they go a good lick and he gets into a rhythm early under Tom Cannon, I think Good Man Pat, who's currently 8-1 with Ladbrokes, I think there might be double figures on the day. I think he could be very hard to beat.
Oh, I'm backing that.
So it is Good Man Pat for me. Brian Sheeran.
It's Secret Investor.
Brendan Duke.
Good Man Pat. I'm totally convinced.
Convinced you.
Yeah.
And James Mordaunt.
I'll stick with Lawler or Layler, whichever way you're inclined to call it.
It is Layler, I think, as we found out last season. So there's 3 selections for the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup at 155. Moving on to the 2:30 at Cheltenham. Live on ITV as well. It is the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle. And James, how do Ladbrokes bet?
Yeah, Champagne well in at 7-2, 4-1 Igor, 5-1 Valtor. We've got Kilteely Briggs in at 5-1 and 7-1 Mossy Fen, 8-1 Redford Road and the Mulcair, and 14-1 St. Xavier.
Brendan, does this race revolve around Champagne Well? He's consistent. He's bumped into some really good horses. He's tough. Is this the race that he's going to mop up?
Well, you're right about bumping into some good horses. There's no time. Well, it doesn't look like there's a time mill in this race. So a repeat of that run, he's likely to repeat it. He did come into that race off the back of a run, though. I'd say that's as good as he is. And it might be good enough, but it's a 3-1 the field job. It's a tough race.
Now, you're finding Saturday very, very tough.
Oh.
Was this another race where you were just,
Yeah.
let's go to bed, I've done enough?
Well, no, there is a horse I like in the race, Redford Road, who's having his 3rd run over hurdles. Toughed it out really well and well to beat.
8-1 with Ladbrokes.
Yeah. Then ran pretty well behind Voltaire. Like Voltaire again is a horse who I'm not sure about him second time up, but he is a big runner as well. But the Redford Road didn't jump great in Ascot. Probably jump better with experience this time. He definitely enjoyed the step up and trip. He's a really good attitude. He's 8-1. He was the one. If I was having a bet, he'd be the one I'd be backing.
Excellent. So Redford Road for Brendan Duke at 8-1 with Labrooks. Brian, what do you like here?
I suppose I was kind of similar to Brendan. I was kind of trying to take on the top ones, and I like Igor, the stablemate of Voltaire. I know he only won a maiden hurdle at Ascot, but I thought it was interesting after the race that Nicky Henderson was saying that we have the option of going chasing. So we obviously think it's worthwhile pursuing them novice hurdles for the year. I think the step up and trip is going to suit him. He has the potential to progress, and I just don't think it's a great race. So.
Yeah, well, Nicky had that Fred in the same race at Ascot that went off a shorter price, and I thought Igor jumped really well, travelled well. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he could be underestimated. James?
I really like this Kilteely Briggs in here for Jamie Snowden. I think so impressive last time. I think he won by about 30, 35 lengths. I think he'll appreciate the step up and trip and a bit of a stamina test. And for Adrian Heskin and Jamie Snowden, I think 5-1 is a very decent price.
Yeah, he won last time at Hexham. Then Grulin finishes at Hexham and the ground gets tested. It's X-rated viewing, isn't it? Like I'd say if we took off the top of the home straight, we beat some of them. They really do finish low, don't they?
Yeah, it's like Carlisle. It's one of the stiffest courses in England.
It absolutely is. So there you go. That's a 2:30, the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle. And moving on to 3:05, a race that's created many super runnings over the years. It is the Unibet International Hurdle. It is a Grade 2. And James, how did Labrooks bet?
Yeah, it is the Triumph Hurdle winner, Pentland Hills, in at 7-4, 130 Chitibello, 4-1 Call Me Lord, Elixir the Nuts at 6-1. Le Patriot at 10s and 11-1 are bigger about the rest.
Right, Brendan. Pentland Hills. I keep changing my mind. So at the start of the season, not a champion hurdle contender. Obviously, everything else has just fallen away. So then I kind of said, geez, maybe he would have a chance. And now I'm starting to think, do you know what? He couldn't be good enough to be a champion hurdle contender. Is Pentland Hills a champion hurdle contender?
Well, he keeps finding a way. I wasn't that convinced about the juveniles last year. Although this season it has started to work out well for them. The former
Fakir, Cur Sublime.
Yeah, the horse of Henderson's that won the Adonis. He went and won.
Fusel Raffles.
Yeah, he looks a fair horse as well. So I might be being a bit harsh on him, but 7-4. That's one of the worst prices of all time. This is like a 3-1 the field race. I thought Call Me Lord would go off Fav actually. I
think Call Me Lord might win.
Yes, and the reason he might win is because he's the most likely winner and he should be favourite.
That's as good as argument as I've ever heard. But are you worried that he's a little bit of a soft finisher?
Possibly, but I'm not worried about the drop and trip.
No.
Because he travelled like a complete monster in Ascot. Now, he was getting £6 off If the Cap Fits.
Should have won. He
should have won. But you get into a duel with If the Cap Fits. He's a warrior of the turf. It's possible I'm making excuses for him. And Pentland Hills, what you would certainly say about him, I'm being a bit dismissive. He's a hardy article. So maybe if my horse gets into a battle with Pentland Hills, we could be in trouble. But I just think 4-1's the wrong price.
Okay. Brian, are you a Pentland Hills fan? What about Chitibello? Could he progress from handicapper to potential champion hurdle contender?
I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm a Pentland Hills fan, and I don't think Chitibello can step into this. I think he's just a very good handicapper. Now, I think you've been a bit harsh on Pentland Hills. I think there's an awful lot to be said for a horse who just grinds it out, and he was very good when he beat Thacker to there. He's at Aintree.
He wins.
As well.
He knows how to win.
Yeah, I mean, and in the attitude department, I'd rather Pentland Hills over Call Me Lord for certain. So I think he'll probably win. Is he a champion hurdle contender? Like you said, there's not many that aren't a champion hurdle contender this year. So I think it's pretty straightforward. I won't be looking beyond them.
Will you back him?
Depends how my day goes. It's at 3 o'clock, so yeah, probably.
A lot of water could have passed under the bridge by then.
Yeah, we'll see.
So it is 2 votes for Call Me Lord, 1 for Pentland Hills, and for you, James?
I'm going with Elixir the Nuts. I think he was a bit of a forgotten horse, picked up a bit of an injury before Cheltenham last year when he was pretty fancied for the Supreme. I think the vibes we're getting is that he is the Tizard's champion hurdle horse, and it's a poor enough division at the minute, and I think if Elixir the Nuts can step up a little bit from what we've seen last season, could be really, really overpriced at 6-1.
And just in case, can we get some champion hurdle prices off you?
Yeah, we have. We've only actually 2 of them priced up at the minute, and it's Pentland Hills. You can get 7-1, And Elixir the Nuts at 25-1. That's
Well, if you think, Brendan, that 7-4 is a bad price about Pentland Hills for this race, surely 7-1 for the Champion Hurdle is even worse value.
Yeah, probably. But you're scratching around, as Brian says, for the Champion Hurdle bets.
Well, if you're offering me a choice between the two bets, 7-4 for this race is definitely more value than 7-1 for the Champion Hurdle.
Okay, well, you can have 5-2 with me if you want.
We'll discuss it after the show.
That horse is going off 3-1.
So that is Pentland Hills, who is in the International Hurdle at 3:05 at Cheltenham. It's a bumper Saturday. All these Saturdays just seem to be like brilliant racing everywhere you look. And there is cards all over the place. All I want from you is, and I'm not asking for much, it's just 2 other selections from the races we have not spoken about. Brian, we'll let you go first.
I found Saturday very hard. So I'm going to give you
we've
one.
only said that about 10 times so far today.
I'm going to say the 140 at Fairyhouse looks an ideal opportunity for this Monkfish. Now, it's not going to be a big price, but all you want is winners, and I think he'll win.
Well, I tell you something now, he's slow.
He's slow, but I mean, 2 miles, 7 furlongs on heavy ground.
I think he might need 3 miles and 7 furlongs. He looked slow to me now the last day.
Yeah,
the winner's a good horse though, do you all care?
Yeah. I know Noah Mead was quite sweet on him when you did a stable tour. So, I mean, I think he'll win. So that's all you want, a winner from me. Don't worry.
I wanted 2.
Well,
is that all you're giving me?
Come back to me.
Okay, there we go. Monkfish for Brian. That is in the 140 at Fairyhouse on Saturday. Brendan, 2 from you.
Couple for you. The 12-10 in Cheltenham, Elysian Flame. Decent horse on the flat, was getting up to a
interesting race that.
Yeah, it was getting up to a mark close to the low 90s. So the best of these on the flat by Champs-Élysées. Love the Champs-Élysées when they go hurling. Generally have an aptitude for it. We'll probably want further in time, but this is an extended 2 miles on the new course in Cheltenham. Should be running a decent clip. I think it'll be enough to bring his stamina into play, and if he jumps competently, should be winning. And again, I was struggling like Brian, so I just said, I'll find a winner for you. Just for your multis. You want
That's all we want.
Okay, so the 1150 in Doncaster, Pajero. Okay. So this horse responded very well to Cash the last time in Huntingdon, off the boards in a conditional jockeys race, 13-2 to 7-2, never came off the bridle. Because it was a conditional jockeys race, he gets in without a penalty here. So he's probably got the guts of 20 pounds in hand. Now the bookies will be well aware of this fact. He'd probably be something like 4-6, even though it's a 15-runner race. We'll be winning though.
There you go, Pajero under the superb John Joe Neal Jr., who I'm a massive fan of. James, 2 for Saturday?
Yeah, I decided to take on Brendan there with group stage in that 12-10 at Cheltenham. I thought he was very impressive at Ludlow, beating a very well-backed runner for Philip Hobbs and JP McManus, and I think he could be a very improving sort and could take all the beating in that. And
excellent.
I was looking at the 2-10 at Doncaster.
Were you?
And I actually thought Sam Spinner would have been favoured here, but I was more than happy to take him on with Windsor Avenue, and as I see it now, we have Windsor Avenue chalked in as favourite. But like they said, I think winners is what they want, and I'm just not all that impressed by Sam Spinner. I think he keeps winning, but I think we're just waiting for some sort of a decent horse to beat him, and I think Windsor Avenue is going to be the one to beat him tomorrow.
Excellent. Brian, any luck at...
I thought I'd get away with it.
Any luck at finding one more for us? We'll drain it out of you.
There's actually a horse that's kind of been on my radar for a while now. It's a long time between drinks, but Nicole's Milan, he was very well back the last day at Fairyhouse. I know, but this is how bad it is. The 215 at Fairyhouse, I think he'd be an each way price. He went off about 8-1 the last day. So, and nothing went right for him. So I think you'd never know. He could be an each way price again on Saturday.
Excellent. So there's a few for Saturday for you all. And now I just want the banker, lads. One horse. You only need to have one bet on Saturday. What would that be? For me, it's good man Pat in the 155 at Cheltenham, the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup. Brian?
Secret investor in the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup, the 155 on Saturday.
Brendan Duke?
Pajero, 1150 Doncaster.
And James Morden?
Kilteely Briggs in the Albert Bartlett at Cheltenham.
Beautiful. Moving on to Sunday, and all roads lead to Navan. Sure, isn't that a great sentence? All roads leading to Navan.
Navan.
What a place it is. The 12 o'clock, it was due to be the 12:30, it's the 12 o'clock now. It is the Navan Novice Hurdle, which has been won by some superstars over the years. And could we have another potential superstar here, Brian, in the shape of Andy Dufresne?
Yes.
Do you know who Andy Dufresne was?
I do. I actually only watched that film recently. Great one. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced there. I thought you were still playing me.
Watched it on the flight the other day, actually.
Great film.
Oh, fantastic film. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a lot to beat here. I mean...
Yeah, it was a bit deflating this morning. You're kind of hoping maybe Fury Road might be in there, maybe Abracadabras.
Abracadabra, yeah. I mean, if you had a very good novice hurdler, would you want to be taking this lad on? I don't know. Look, Andy Dufresne, he should win. The only question is, what price will he be? I think he'll be around 1 to 2, but you think a lot shorter?
2 to 5, I think. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be short.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting race, probably just a watching race.
You think he'll win, though?
Yeah, I think he'll win. I put my neck on the block. I think Andy Dufresne will win.
Lovely. 2 to 5 winner from Brian Sheeran. Brendan Duke, what do you like in this 4-runner Navan Grade 2?
Well, I like Andy Dufresne, but if he's 2 to 5, I'll be having a bet against him.
What the price do you think he'll be?
Well, he could be 2 to 5, but I hope he is, because I thought there was some genuine off. I was very impressed with Conflated in Fairyhouse, how strong at the line he was. He was off the bridle from a long way out. He should improve for the step up to 2.5 miles. I can't believe 6-shooter gave his running in Gore. Now, the ground was a glue pot down in Gore. Gore and glue pot, bit of alliteration.
Love the alliteration.
Yeah, so he just didn't jump out of that, but we know he can jump from his winning hurdles debut. Talented horse, again, returned to 2.5 miles, should suit him down to the ground. I'll Dutch the two of them against Andy if he's 2 to 5.
Okay. James, for you?
Yeah, for me, it's Andy Dufresne, and like
You
Red
like
said in the film, he crawled through 500 yards and came out clean on the other end, and I think he'll have to do that in
James,
Navan.
you're doing a bit of research this morning.
Yeah, I tell you what. But
Something.
and look, he's going to be short, and I know the other one's going to be short, but whatever Gordon runs in that bumper as well, I think he'll win. So,
Brian, before we move on here, right, I'm going to give you the task of ranking Gordon Elliott's novice hurdlers from 5 down to 1. Okay,
Right.
5
Okay.
down to 1. 1 being the best, obviously, just to clarify. So number 5.
Fury Road,
Whoa. Very nice. Okay. 4.
Easy Work.
You think Easy Work is better than Fury Road? Okay.
I think
4.
you
Okay.
could see
3.
Abacadabra,
2.
Andy Dufresne,
1.
Envoy Elan.
Okay. Interesting.
We're obviously counting that Malone Road is
Yeah,
out
no,
of
that's
the
fine.
scene at the moment.
Yeah, no. It's a nice little countdown there.
Yeah, good work.
Rest of the action on Saturday, Brendan. Anything you like at Navan or elsewhere?
2:35 Navan, Manila till dawn runs. You might remember this horse. He was a pretty promising novice hurdler. He's gone Pete Tong since then. But he came back after an 18-month break off a mark of 116. So the handicapper has given him a chance. Was 20 to 1 in a handicap chase that's starting to work out, and I think will continue to work out. Wasn't knocked about, finished third. Think he'll come forward plenty for the run. Of course, the bounce is a concern, but the fact that he had a relatively easy race and he's had a month off gives me some hope on that front. This doesn't look a particularly strong race. Surely he's got to be well handicapped. Manila till dawn.
Beautiful. James Mordaunt.
it was literally just whichever Gordon decides to run in the bumper. I couldn't pick anything out there. It's such
You were
a
too
tough-
busy watching the Shawshank Redemption.
I know, I had to
Picking
get
out
my
lines
little
for the
quote
show.
there, but yeah, I thought I'd have got away with just Andy Dufresne on Sunday. But
Well, we'll let you away
Yeah.
with it. We'll let you out of jail on that one. For you, Brian,
Yeah, I think it's a cracking day's racing on Sunday.
you're excited about
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. I'm actually.
Blast.
I have my nephew's christening. I'm actually godfather on Sunday, but I'm hoping to nip away at some stage and get
I'd
to
say they're
watch
glad they
some-
picked you.
Yeah, I hope he does some
Wetting
watch
the baby's
this.
head
Yeah.
and you off to the pub.
Well, even if I get it on the phone, if the app works and all that.
Christian or the
The racing. Well, look at we will look at Blackpool in the 11:30. He was obviously a bit keen, which you could forgive him for, given he was so long off. So he should get off the mark over hurdles. One I'm really sweet on in the 12:30. It's a competitive handicap hurdle, but Barwell. I saw him win down in Wexford. I was there that day. He came back in after absolutely dotting up. Now he's a good horse in the flat. First start for Barry Connell. He dotted up, but he had a terrible cut, which I presume is what the reason is why he's been off the track for so long. It was absolutely one of the worst cuts I've seen in a long time. So they've probably done well to get him back. If he retains any of his ability, he should go well in each way price in that 12:30. And as James said earlier, a pencil full of lead in that bumper. I think Gordon had some lovely entries in it, and first run for the Rob Corp connection. So I think he will take a world of beating in that 3:10.
Excellent. I know Blackpool is going to be short. I thought Sizing Potsy might be an each way alternative against Blackpool. I was really like that run of punch then.
Yeah, and I heard Paddy Kennedy was actually on the radio recently. He put that up as one of his horses to follow for the year. They've always thought a lot of him. Previous bumper winner. There was a lot to take from his run of punches down. I think he's a big danger, all right, but I'd be disappointed if Blackpool didn't win.
Excellent. So now it's time for our 3 for the weekend. 3 selections to put in a little tricksy, and we'll start off with you, James.
Yeah, I went with Kilteely Briggs in the Albert Bartlett at Cheltenham on Saturday.
2:30.
Elixir the Nuts in the 305 at Cheltenham on Saturday, and Andy Dufresne then in the Novice
o'clock.
Hurdle 12:30. Was it?
12 o'clock
Oh,
now.
12 o'clock now. Sorry, 12 o'clock Navan Novice Hurdle on Sunday.
Brilliant. Brendan.
11:50 Doncaster, Pajero. 12:10 Cheltenham, Elysian Flame. 3:05 Cheltenham, Call Me Lord.
I get the sense Pajero will just set the tone for your weekend.
Well, I hope so, because he's going to win.
If it wins, you're in luck. If it loses, it could be a long weekend for the Duke Meister.
I don't know. I think I'm going to struggle to find bets this week. I don't know how much damage I could do. I suppose if they all lose, I'll do damage all right, but that never happens.
It's all about Jero. And 3 for you, Brian.
Secret Investor in the 155 on Saturday, Barwell in the 12:30 on Sunday, and Pencil Full of Lead, Banker in the 3:9.
And for me, it's all about Goodman Pat in the 155, the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup at Cheltenham on Saturday. My thanks to my panel, James Morden from our sponsors Labrooks, to Brendan Duke, to Brian Sheeran. I've been David Jennings. Enjoy Cheltenham and all the racing this weekend.